Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Tuesday, July the 11th, 2023. Today we're pulling from the Beauty of Horror Tarot cards. So this one I got from Indigo. If you actually go when it's on like a holiday, I think I got it was like Labor Day or something like that. But they have really significant sales. Keep an eye on it, especially back to school. Believe it or not, they'll have really great sales, like 50 to 80% off. And you can grab these decks for a really good. I know I snagged this for a really good price. Usually they're almost close to $100, and I got this for like 20. So keep an eye on those deals. Accumulate your points, your plum points. It's worth it because then you can sit there and use them to get like really great decks, especially the ones that are like this. I love The Walking Dead. I love Skulls. I love goth stuff. So it's just like this was like especially the cover with the fortune teller. This reminds me of Living Dead dolls actually. So if you're into that kind of spooky horror kind of stuff, that's definitely a deck for you. It really is a phenomenal. The artistry alone, it's worth the investment. So getting into the cards, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a rebirth in our life. I love the fact that her dress looks like wings, and we have the Fool, and they kind of tell you to like spread your wings and fly. And it's like, trusting in the universe, that no matter where you're going, that the universe has your back. That Yahweh, Yeshua are already there. Divine Creator, you know, um, Mother Earth, Gaia, like whomever you believe in, your higher self is already there with you. This major change and transformation is happening. I feel like we're harvesting here. I feel like something we've been really putting a lot of energy into is about to come in towards that. We are seeing shifts in our life where things that we're putting our time and energy into are about to turn around. I love this. We actually have this in the house. We got this bird cage. I think it came together. That's what I love about Halloween time. It's like things that you could get as decor, but we found this one that's really cool. It's like a little bird in a bird cage, but it's like a skull. That's why I laugh at that. But you know what I mean? It's just like change and transformation. I feel like clearing the path. There are significant times in the Hebrew faith as well as the Christian Catholic faith where it's like cleaning of the slate. And I feel like this is where we're building up towards something here shifting at Lionsgate. You know what I mean? I feel like this is where like the things that they were saying, like, judging people. They're not behaving the way you would behave. You're not mothering the way that I would mother, or parenting the way that I would parent, or X, Y, and Z. And it's like, instead of judging them, it's like pray for them that something opens their heart where they change to, give their children and themselves a better life. You know what I mean? It's like certain things that you're putting energy into negative situations. Instead of being negative about it, let's change and transform ourselves to be a better person, to be a better self. You know what I mean? I feel like this is where the Page of Cups, they're like, don't hold the cup so loosen your grip on this cup. This could be someone in our life as a lover, or this could be our children. There's someone we're afraid of losing here. You know what I mean? And it's just like, if you love something, let it be free. If it comes back to you, it's meant to be. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I feel like, going back to Pamela Anderson when she was doing the interview with Howard Stern, I feel like she's always been seeking that love that she had with Tommy Lee in others, because she would see signs of it and she was so like infatuated of feeling that feeling again. You know what I mean? She was just like, um, she would dive head first into it, because that's what she did with Tommy Lee. But the thing is that as we grow and evolve, and she's saying the same thing, it's like, she's learning that not to jump so quickly, because it's like the negative traits, that reason why that relationship came to an end, she's seeing those traits a lot quicker. Maybe that's why you see the turnover the way you do, because she's sitting there and she's like, I'm longing for what she had with Tommy Lee when they first fell in love. But over the decades and stuff, such, we grow, we transform, we want different goals. Some of us are still stuck in the past. They want to be young forever, and they forget that, we're not going to be young forever. The ways that you act and behave are not going to be tolerated. You know what I mean? So it's just like, she's like, I see it too late. You know, she's like, I'm at the altar. I see those things. Once they get married and they're like, oh, now I've got her forever. And she's just like, now she starts pulling away. So I feel like this is where, you know, we're hanging up maybe that desperation of finding that love. But she's like, you know, has this epiphany where it's just like, you know, what I feel or what I'm longing for is not in these people. You know, we need to find that in ourselves. You know, this is where spirit is just like, you know, when they talk about falling in love with yourself, because we're told since we're young, you're this, you're that, you know, since we're young. And it's like we learn to hate ourselves. That's where depression, anxiety, and everything come from. We pick ourselves apart, you know, and it's like, you know what, no matter what shape, form, era I am in my life, I'm grateful that this vessel is still carrying me. We were talking about changing that relationship with working out or eating healthy. It's where I want longevity. Like, yeah, you can indulge in treats and stuff, but not all the time. You know that it's not good for you. You know your body can't process all that all the time. So it's like being gentle with it. We have judgment. Again, touching on like how we change and transform ourselves. But also the fact of like, you know, I feel like, you know, leveling up to a higher level. Using it in a positive way, you know, because it is a huge blessing. As quickly as you are blessed with it, as quickly as it could be taken away. We have to remember that. Not, you know, they say nothing lasts forever, but it's like if you nurture something and you give it the right energy and do it for the right reasons, it will always be present in you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I wasn't getting channel messages for a while, and I'm like, oh, maybe I lost my ability. Maybe, you know, it was only temporary, you know? But the more energy you put into things, you know, moon water really helped me, you know, but it's like where you put your energy into is what's going to flourish in your life. And that's where I feel like with this brand new beginning here, it's just like what you've been putting your energy into, you're about to harvest. Look how huge those grapes are. It's because you didn't sit there and indulge in this, whatever this is, or it's just like, let it keep harvesting, let it keep growing, let the sun nurture it. You know, a lot of these cards are leading to the sun. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Achievement, accomplishment, and discipline. Discipline is the biggest thing in anything in life. Wherever you show discipline, wherever you put your time and energy into, I feel like that's why those grapes are so big. It's like you're about to harvest something. Choosing the path of hard work and focus rather than short-term pleasures and emotional attachment. Joy at the life you've made. And I feel like that's where the biggest reward will come in. The biggest risk gets the biggest rewards. You know, Joe Coy was just like, you know, a great reminder is that some of us have to work harder than others. So don't let people diminish. Oh, you haven't done this or you haven't reached that. It's like, well, that's fine. You know, I'll reach those pinnacles when I'm supposed to reach those pinnacles and those rewards. You know what I mean? Some of us value friendships. You know, as a healer, you will develop friendships in this industry. But notice the ones that are there for you all the time and the ones that are only there when the going gets good and they know that you will give them what they need. Energy vampires, you know. The end of something, making way for a new phase. This is the Death card. Major change and transformation. How we take this, whether a pain of liberation, depends on how much we can accept the big change and what we are losing. We may know a relationship is finished, but find the very thought painful. Other cards may show what will help us. And I feel like that's what we were talking about. We know certain things in our life that we want to have there. It's like the hardest part is purging it. You know, because it's like it's something we really wanted in our life, but it's like we know logically, you know, with all the red flags and everything, and our moral compass, it's not meant to be in our life. You know, it's hard. You know, you will get inklings of it. But the biggest thing is like you've grown from that. You are not jumping in at every opportunity. You know, now you see the red flags. You take your time. You know, so, you know, God bless her, like with Pamela Anderson and the fact that, you know, she unfortunately at the altar, she feels that way. But when, you know, she's not at the altar anymore, it's like, oh, you're not who I thought you were. You know, who I fell in love with. You're not that person anymore. You know? They're saying using the word entrapment, you know? So it's just like, you know, she's, you know, smart enough to get herself out of the situation and not to live years and years and years. And, you know, because it's like, oh, another fail. Who cares? You know, even if it's a million failed relationships, it's worth, it's worth not being tortured the rest of your life. That takes a lot of courage. So innocence, adventure, the unknown, spontaneity, acting in the moment. Will the fool's next step bring disaster or adventure? Other cards may give that to them, and I feel like that's where this next step is like we're moving forward. This more forward movement, and Spirit is like, we got to leave those things behind. Page of Cups, it's like, are we hanging on to things that no longer serve us? It's like, this is where the universe is like, you got to make up your mind. Do you want this in your life or not? You know, and what you think you want in your life may be a great thing, but what is actually going to come from the situation may not be so great. An actual child or an innocent fascination with stories and magic, and just maybe a talking fish. I feel like this is like that wonderment of children. Like my son always loves to tell horror stories and write horror stories and make horror story videos and stuff like that. So it's like, let them be that creative aspect of their life. You know what I mean? But in this case, like they were really, I feel like it's just like, for one, leading to the sun. This could be like where they're saying like, let your kids go, with this, move forward with this, because it's going to lead to the sun. They're going to flourish in fruit, a rebirth in their life, but I feel like this is where universe is also saying your life is moving forward, and you're going to have to leave this part of your life behind where it's just like if you're infatuated with someone, you know what I mean? It's just like it's not meant to be in your life. And you know it. You know in your heart of hearts, you know that. Judgment. Change, rising up in some way. Entering something new. Involvement with others in some movement. Or in working towards some goals or purpose that is not yet clear. And I feel like it's, if you follow my account, you see with the Starseed cards that I pulled last night, where the last card really resonated with me. It's just like, you don't understand what's happening because we're weaving something for you. And if you've ever weaved, you know how strong that you have to do the proper weaving and make sure that everything is pushed down. So, in the purpose of a bowl or a basket, things don't fall out of it or water run through it. They're showing like this, like, I don't know if it's bamboo, but it's kind of like strong like that. I don't know if you can actually, they're showing like a bamboo, and they're like kind of cutting strips on it. I think the palm leaves would be the better one to weave. Right? Something strong like that, a strong substance like that, where it's unbreakable in that sense, where you weave it into something like a bowl to put things in, or to like, catch water in, place fish in, But I feel like it's just, we're weaving something for you. This is why it's taking a little more time. Be patient. You know what I mean? And I feel like the biggest thing with the Fool card is trust. You know what I mean? Because it's like he's about to, step off a cliff. Is he going to fall or is he going to fly? But the thing is, if when you're a person of faith, you never fall. The universe catches you and they teach you the lesson in there. You know what I mean? If you go so far against it, you know what I mean? Where it's just like you do the wrong thing and you know in your heart of heart, this doesn't feel right, but you push forward anyway. You can't blame anyone but yourself. We like to blame everybody else, but it's like, sometimes we got to put, turn that mirror towards ourselves and judge ourselves. But that's why I feel like, even though it's, look how big those grapes are. It's like those are ready to be harvested. But it's just like that's where the weaver comes in with patience. I'm the worst with patience, and they're just saying a little bit longer. Maybe for us, like they're telling us 2 years, and 2 years seems like forever. You know what I mean? But look how fast the calendar year is going. It's like we're almost, mid-July already. You know what I mean? Like before you know it, it's like it's going to be turning of another calendar year. So this is where the universe is like, maybe you need to, work some things out before that next thing comes in, because they want you to get the, wrap up things. I feel the next 2 years will be wrapping things up, and that's when everything will turn. Maybe something is coming in that will change the next 2 years that won't make it feel so long. Maybe that's where it's like laying down the foundation for something. Remember they were telling about laying down a brand new foundation for something? So someone new could be coming into your life where you two build a foundation together. So it's going to be different for everybody. But I definitely feel like this is where it's just like, even though we want something so desperately, we're clinging on to it, we're white knuckling it, and it's just like it's not meant to be in our life. Fish are slippery. And that's what they're showing. The fish is slipping out of your hand. It's popping out of your hand and goes back into the water. Instead of holding it into a cup, we're hanging onto its body, and it just slips right through your hands and goes back into the... It's not meant to be in your life. It desperately wants to go back into the water, so let it go into the water. It doesn't want to be a part of you, And I feel like that's the biggest thing here, is universe is saying, as much as you want this in your life, there's a reason why it's not fitting, As much as we try to make a puzzle piece fit because we're so frustrated to get the puzzle finished, it doesn't fit. You got to be patient until you find the right one. So don't force it. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Tuesday, July the 10th, or 11th, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card.